Ever tried jellyfish underwear? Yeah, he was 300 feet underwater doing his job when a jellyfish turned his dive into the most painful and hilarious story he's ever told. He's a commercial diver. His wetsuit must be sealed for safety, and yet somehow, yes, jellyfish got in. This is even funnier when you realize it can actually happen. Next time you have a bad day at work, think about Bob. Bob is a commercial saturation diver in Louisiana. A commercial saturation diver is an elite professional diver who must live in a pressurized hyperbaric chamber on a vessel for weeks. This allows them to work at extreme depths, sometimes greater than 600 feet below the surface. It also allows them not to have to decompress after every shift, unless, of course, you wear jellyfish underwear. Our title today is Jellyfish Underwear, a saturation diver's worst and funniest nightmare. Welcome to Dream Builders Diaries, building dreams one story at a time, and I'm Jeannie Craft. Here at Dream Builders Diaries, we dive deep into the personal stories of entrepreneurs, artists, and innovators and everyday visionaries just like you. And we believe that every dream starts with a story worth telling. By sharing these stories, we aim to empower you to create your own dream and the story behind it. But before we get started, grab a piece of paper and a pencil if you don't already have one. Inspiration, ideas, and dreams come and go very quickly. Jot yours down and don't let them get away. Imagine working 300 feet underwater and suddenly feeling something itching inside of your wetsuit. In one of the most dangerous jobs on earth, he learned something surprising. Sometimes the only way to get through is to keep on diving and eventually keep smiling. He performs underwater repairs on offshore drilling rigs. Dangerous, right? Some might ask why. Is it the money? Is it the stories? Is he crazy? Maybe some of all of the above. This is a part of an email that Bob sent to his sister. She then sent it to a radio station in Indiana, and the radio station was sponsoring the world's worst job experience contest. Needless to say, she won. Here's some of what he sent to his sister. Hi, Sue. Just another note from your bottom-dwelling brother. Last week I had a bad day at the bottom of the ocean, which is, my office. I know you've been feeling down at your job with things being as they are, so I thought I would share my dilemma with you to help you realize your job is not so bad after all. Before I can tell you what happened to me, I first must bore you with a few technicalities about my job. As you know, my office lies at the bottom of the sea. I wear a suit to the office. It's a full wetsuit. Hood, wetsuit, gloves, booties, and boots. And this time of year, the water is very cold. So, how do we stay warm? What do we do to keep warm is this. We have a diesel-powered industrial water heater. Now, this is a $20,000 piece of equipment, and it sucks the ocean water out of the sea. It pumps it near the surface and heats it to a delightful spa-like temperature. Then it pumps it back down to the diver through kind of a garden hose, which is taped to the life-sustaining air hose. Now, this sounds like a darn good idea, right? Quite a plan. And I've used it several times with no complaints. There is often a great deal of warm hose water just floating in the ocean, right? No. So what I do when I get to the bottom and I start working is take the hose and stuff it down the back of my wetsuit. This floods my whole suit with warm water. It's like working in a jacuzzi. Everything was going well until all of a sudden my bottom started to itch. So of course, I scratched it. This only made things worse. Within a few seconds, my entire bottom started to burn. I yanked the hose out from the back of my wetsuit, but the damage was already done. At 300 feet down, I was in agony. I realized immediately what had happened. The hot water machine must have sucked up a jellyfish or some of its tendrils and pumped it back into my suit. Now, since I don't have any hair on my back, the jellyfish couldn't stick to it. That meant the tendrils would flow to the lowest place they could find hair, because my wetsuit is really tight on my legs. That gave me jellyfish underwear. When I scratched what I thought was an itch, I was actually grinding the jellyfish into my bottom and my backside. The pain and stinging was almost more than I could handle. Every touch made it worse. I called to inform the dive supervisor of my dilemma over the communicator, and his instructions were clear. Due to the fact that he, along with 5 other divers already on the platform, were all laughing hysterically, it was almost hard to understand. Needless to say, I aborted the dive. I was instructed to make 3 agonizing in-water decompression stops on my way up, these totaling 35 minutes before I could reach the surface to begin my dry chamber decompression. When I arrived at the surface, I was only wearing my brass helmet. That's it. As I climbed out of the water, the medic, with tears of laughter running down his face, handed me a tube of cream and told me to rub it on my bottom as soon as I got into the chamber. The cream put the fire out, but I had trouble using the restroom for 2 days because my bottom parts were so swollen. So, dear sister, next time you're having a bad day at work, think about how much worse it could be if you had to wear jellyfish for underwear. Now repeat to yourself, I love my job, I love my job, I love my job. Whenever you have had a bad day, stop and ask yourself, is this a jellyfish underwear kind of bad day? Why this diary? Because this diary demonstrates the magic and secrets of compassion and patience and trust. Unfortunately, not all of us have had to have the kind of day that Bob had. I also share this diary because this powerful diary celebrates the virtues of courage and endurance and the moments that mean the most. Those memories are special and can be treasured for the rest of our lives. And check out the siblings diary here at Dream Builders Diaries. They train drivers for everything, but no one tells you what to do when a jellyfish gets inside your suit. He couldn't come up fast. He had to take the wetsuit off. And all he could think of was to stay calm. Yes, that was a day a diver didn't panic. So, what is our biggest takeaway from our diary today? And how does this diary relate to how you set up all the resources and materials to bring your dream to life? Dreamers, believe in yourselves. Be passionate, work smart, know your why, and apply what you learn each day. As you ponder the source of your dream and this diary, I wish you well. I wish you an abundance of resources and knowledge and wisdom with your time and your future success with your dream. Enjoy life and always be kind. I want to leave you with this quotation. Life isn't tied with a bow, but it's still a gift. That's from Bob the Diver. Life isn't tied with a bow, but it's still a gift. Special thanks to Bob and his sister and the radio station for sharing this story. Special thanks to all of those of you who listen to Dream Builders Diaries regularly. I am grateful to you. The honor to spend time with you is all mine. If you don't have it yet, get your 90-Day Dream Builders Diary by Jeannie Craft on Amazon. Yes. Like and share this diary. Subscribe for more. Contact us to share your story. Thank you, and until next time, building dreams, one story at a time.